let's do this. Hey guys, so I don't think I need to reintroduce myself, and I'm also not going to start this video by saying I'm back, but I am kind of back. 2020, right? Yeah, 2020. What a freaking year it's been. When it came to this YouTube channel, I was like, this is the year that I'm going to return to YouTube. Well, obviously this year had other plans. I really have been trying to rebrand myself and, you know, what I want to put on this channel. I mean, if you've been with me from the beginning, I really thought that I was a beauty guru. I really thought. And then I tried to do the fashion thing, and then I was like, maybe I'll just do reviews, makeup reviews. There's a reason that all of those things fizzled out and that I've never fully taken this channel as seriously as I wanted to, because I feel like I really didn't get to show you who I truly was, and it didn't feel right continuing to make that kind of content. So I want my style of video to change. I kind of want to kick off this video today with talking about my year and having my 2020 year in review, my 2020 review. The way that I want to talk about the review of my year is actually by looking at my vision board. I made my vision board in December of last year with my best friend Allie, and I remember sitting in her living room, you know, before the masks, before the social distancing, and being like, yeah, like 2020 is going to be my bitch. It's going to be my bitch. And unfortunately, 2020 made me its bitch. Looking back on my vision board, a lot of things didn't come true, but a lot of things did. And I kind of feel like that's how I'm looking at 2020 as a whole as well. The fact that this year has only been 12 months is insane to me. But at the same time, it also kind of rocked. Let's look at my vision board. I've had it hanging up on my mirror in my bedroom, so every single morning I wake up and I look at it first thing. And it's so easy to pinpoint the things on here that did not come true. Like, we lost weight. Nah, bitch, you gained it. Obviously, not everything I wanted to come true in 2020 or what I was manifesting to happen in 2020 happened, but at the same time, I'm not throwing this away, and this will stay up on my mirror as I continue to dream and create more visions for myself. So let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the very beginning.
January, looking at this, nothing really happened, but February, I actually booked my first feature of the year. At the time, I thought it was going to be on Lifetime, so I very much thought to myself, hell yeah, I actually checked something off of here, but we'll get back into that later. That was a movie that I filmed at the end of February, and the first week, 2 weeks of March, we filmed it right before everything shut down. It was insane. I was so anxious, had a panic attack on set thinking about COVID, and that's before everyone was in masks. But I flew back home, I believe, on a Wednesday, and then everything shut down that following Thursday. It was crazy and it was a whirlwind, but it is called A Royal Christmas Engagement, and you can check it out on ION Network. I'll have information about it in the description below. Then, like I said, COVID hit, and the pandemic hit, and the stay-at-home orders hit. Immediately looking at my vision board, I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to travel. Half of these things, me wanting to be on set all year, probably isn't going to happen. But like I said, looking at small things, I remember waking up and looking at my vision board and realizing small little things are being crossed off. For example, on here I have Best Actress, and I actually won Best Actress in a short film festival this year for a dodgeball movie that I starred in last year. So it's like things like that. It's like, okay, that's cool. Things are still happening. Things are still coming to fruition. What else is on here? Oh, now we're moving. So we've gone through February and March. Now we're in April. I have a picture of what looks like some type of doodle, but people were kind of like, are you gonna get another dog? Like, why is there a dog on your vision board? And truly, I don't know why I put him on there. I just felt called to put him on there. And sure enough, in April, Walter and I actually booked a commercial together, and that was also just an experience. I would have never thought that Walter would book a commercial because he's kind of cuckoo. But we booked a commercial together. We shot it again in the middle of the pandemic, and so we just shot it from the comfort of our home. So that was really fun. We did not make the final cut, but at the same time, again, looking back on this year, it's something that I would have never imagined happening, and it did. June. Okay, on my vision board, I have the word viral. June is a really touchy month for me because when I say that I did not sleep and I was on edge realistically towards the end of May and probably all of June because of everything that happened with Black Lives Matter and Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd, it was really hard, especially being a Black woman, to kind of just get through the days. So I mentioned the word viral because in everything that was happening on social media and people posting their black squares for Blackout Tuesday, something just didn't really sit right with me. So I actually made a video, posted it on my Instagram, on my IGTV, and when I say viral for me is like, you know, a couple thousand views, and so it actually got 10,000 views within the first 2 days, and it was such an experience and such a roller coaster of emotions because for so long I didn't necessarily feel comfortable, like I said, being authentically me and fully sharing my authentic voice and my personality and the things that I genuinely was so passionate about. I feel like I tried to fit into a box for so long, so to put a video out there like that, and like I said, really just voicing my feelings and my opinions and my qualms with one of the industries that I'm a part of, it was really fulfilling, and honestly for me it was life-changing. But again, it also came from it coming from such a dark time and such, you know, a dark place for our nation and for the world really. But yeah, that happened. So now we're gonna go back to Lifetime. So when I booked my Christmas movie in February, I looked at my vision board and I was like, I did it. I booked a Lifetime movie. The production company that I worked with does a lot of Lifetime movies. So I'm like, that's it. It's gonna be on Lifetime. It's gonna be a Christmas movie. We made it. But like I said, it premiered on Ion. So I'm really glad I did not mark this off, check it off, whatever. I'm glad I left it alone because in July, I booked the leading role of my first ever Lifetime movie. When I say that this was the highlight of my year, this was the highlight of my year. Some of the best 12 days of my life, point blank, period. I was so paranoid going into it because 3 things. 1, I didn't audition for the lead. I auditioned for the best friend. They just gave me the lead. 2, it's shooting in the middle of the pandemic. Let that land. That's very scary. And 3, it's a cheerleading movie and we are dancing. So, there was a lot of stress going into that role, but I had the time of my life. That movie was called Cheer Camp Killer and it actually premiered in October on Lifetime. So I'm sure there are ways to view that. If I can find it online for you to view and to stream, I'll make sure that I put that in the description. But it was so much fun, and Lifetime was also touching top billing and touching TV. So just the way that all happened was really cool. And again, it's like, okay, great, did an actual Lifetime movie. It's actually gonna be on Lifetime. I can cross that off. But then I actually just wrapped my second Lifetime movie just a little less than a week ago, where I am leading again. That movie is coming out in February. When I can talk more about it, I will. But the pandemic is so crazy, but my career really blossomed during this time, and that's really cool. So also looking up here as well, you know, seeing on set, I was on set more this year than I've ever been on set. Work in film. Like I mentioned, Walter and I filmed a commercial from the comfort of our home, but I also filmed a new media project on Hooked TV, if you want to check that out as well, that I also filmed from the comfort of my home. So just got to work a lot, and that was really great. There was podcast series on here. I wanted to start a podcast so bad this year, and I actually feel like I kind of made strides to doing it. I met with one guy who has, I believe, 3 or 4 podcasts of his own, and he kind of gave me some pointers, and we talked for about an hour, and I learned a lot about the podcast industry that I didn't know, so to kind of get me started on that journey. But also, I was on another one of my best friend's podcasts this year, and it's called P.S. I Love Rom-Coms. If you love rom-coms, you will love this podcast. I was on it with her and her co-host, and we talked about love and basketball, and it was a really good time. I didn't start my own, but I was on one, and that's really cool. Something else on here that I'm still actively manifesting is Netflix and new series. I don't think I've ever auditioned for Netflix up until about a month ago, and I auditioned for a new series, and obviously I can't say anything else about that, but it was the best self-tape of my life, and who knows what will come of that. Yeah, I don't know. It's like looking back on all of this was such a whirlwind of a year, but I also feel like so many things happened. I mean, on here, I have the words 2020 will 1000% live up to the hype you have for it. And the year my dreams came true. Before looking at this and even talking about everything, for me, I'm like, yeah, my dreams came true, but my dreams are so much bigger now. But at the same time, in 2020, so many things that I didn't even think were physically possible, especially because we're in the middle of a global pandemic, happened, and they came true. And even with the fashion, Neutrogena, I had a collab with Neutrogena this year. I've worked with some really awesome brands this year. So who knows what else is going to come of this year. I am planning on doing my 2021 vision board later today and also writing out my goals for the year. But I just have a lot of faith in just what's to come. You know, like sometimes I think 2020 as a whole needed to happen for us, because I think so many people were just coasting by and taking things for granted and not really living and enjoying life. And now just to think that when we eventually get back to our new normal, people are going to appreciate things so much more. You're going to appreciate that hug that you can give to your family member, that handshake of a stranger that you met for the first time, even just being able to walk around your neighborhood with no mask on. You're going to appreciate those things so much more, and I really look forward to it. This video was all over the place, but it feels good just to even be able to sit back down and talk to my camera, which is something I have not done in a very long time. I don't know, like I mentioned, this is kind of where I want my content to go. I really have no expectations. I kind of just want to have fun and share different aspects of my life. You know, when I'm on set, I want to vlog it. I obviously want to share more of Joey and Walter and just our little family, and, you know, the dreams and the goals that we have. Like, Joey and I hopefully will buy a property together in the next couple of years and start a family, and I want to put that out there. But like I said, with no expectations, with no rules, no regulations, I just kind of want to just open up a piece of me and share it with you. I think all those years ago when I first created Mariah Land, this is kind of what I always wanted it to be. So naturally, the outro that I had for this video was out of focus and orange and just could not be fixed, and also I'm lazy and did not feel like trying to finish it up. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. I talk a lot. Thanks for bearing with me. 2021, let's keep up the momentum and let's keep moving forward. Sending all of you so much love and light and happiness. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.